Hello, I'm your virtual tour guide for today. Here at Tips for Trips, as we explore the beautiful U.S. Virgin Islands, I hope to arm you all with helpful insight that will make your visit smooth, safe, relaxing, and overall, just one for the books. If at any point in time questions arise, or if you would like any clarification, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. Alright, that's enough chit chat. Now let's dive into the nitty gritty, shall we? We shall. Before you arrive, be sure to call your cell phone provider to go over your phone's roaming situation. Find out if texts and calls will be free of charge or charged per text or minutes for phone calls. You also want to carry some cash with you. Depending on where you are coming from, you might encounter some issues with your card. This is not guaranteed every time, as most credit cards are accepted. Although, it is better to be safe than sorry, am I right? Cash will also be more convenient if you choose to shop for souvenirs from merchants out on the streets. You know, those cute little bracelets and t-shirts, keychains with the United States Virgin Islands graphics on them. Who can resist? Also, worth noting is the fact that you pay the price that you see on the tag. This is totally a tax-free zone. For the win! Oh, and don't stress too much over how to handle language barriers, because English is the main language of this region. Although, most like to speak broken English, to be honest, with Caribbean accents, and very strong ones, I might say. But don't worry, you will still be able to understand them as long as you remain open-minded and listen attentively. Now, my next nugget of advice is in regards to sun protection. While visiting the tropics, sunblock will be your best friend. Even though persistent trade winds might keep your body temperature cool, it is still very vital that you protect your skin from the blazing Caribbean heat, because it is no joke. Another aspect is punctuality, or should I say, the lack thereof. Once you land on the beautiful island, it is now within your best interest to pick up that island time way of thinking, because punctuality is not typically expected nor executed. So since you are already on vacation, feel free to take your precious time getting ready. I believe the correct terminology the young boys and girls of today say is fashionably late. Now let's talk about food, because I myself am a foodie. I highly recommend going to actual diners, because fast food experiences here are typically a lot more slower than normal. Some common dishes the island takes pride in include, but are not limited to, meat-filled pastries called pâtés. They are typically golden crust flaked dough filled with chicken, beef, fish, and or cheese. Second in rank and high in great taste is kalaloo. This is another popular dish, and it is extremely nutritious. Yes, that's right. Caribbeans can be healthy too. This soup includes leaf from a tahine plant mixed with herbs, okra, and various meats or seafoods. Side dishes typically include rice and peas, sweet potato, fried plantains, beans, cassava, fresh fruit, and so much more. You will get the itis. Now, let's talk about what to expect on the roads. If you plan on renting a vehicle here, be aware that the motorists drive on the left side of the road, not the right. And also, it is worth noting that the roads on the island primarily consist of steep slopes and also hills that curve in circular patterns. So, you really want to be yielding, and you don't want to be speeding around corners. And on to the wild animals you will encounter. The island is literally filled with them. Iguanas seem to interest tourists the most, as their appearances resemble lizards on steroids. Or mini dinosaurs. Okay, that was a bit of a stretch, but you get the gist of it. The iguanas are typically really social in the sense that they won't run from you unless you activate a sense of fear in them. So don't do that. And don't try to get too close, or one just might whip you with its 7-inch tail at a 45-mile-per-hour rate, and that is never fun. On a separate occasion, I remember dining outdoors with a swarm of iguanas surrounding the chairs at the table I was sitting at. It was like they were just waiting for a crumb to be dropped on the floor. I thought to myself, wow, dogs really got a new look. Excursion wise, what is a trip without adventures? Please tell me. While visiting the U.S. Virgin Islands, excursions are guaranteed to provide you with awesome stories to tell your coworkers back at home, breathtaking photos to wow your Facebook friends, and most importantly, memories that will last a lifetime. Some of the well-known excursions include sailing and snorkeling with sea turtles, jet skiing, sightseeing, visiting Coral World Aquarium, kayaking, and just so much more. I highly recommend speaking with the workers in the front desk of the lobby at your hotel that you will be staying at for the duration of your trip. Since they are used to typically seeing tourists on a daily basis, they are normally pretty much armed with excursion brochures. Also, feel free to ask them about their personal recommendations. It really breaks me to say this, but that brings us to the end of our tour guide for today, as we covered the U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, if you have any, and I mean any additional questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section below. Also, like the video if you found any of these tips helpful and informative. And subscribe to stay in the loop when more travel insight gets released. And remember, an informed traveler is a happy traveler that will travel again and again and again. Until next time, guys.